Hello, YouTube. All right. There we go. Hello to those of you just jumping on YouTube. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube. My name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. Let me know what state you're in, what exam you're studying for. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know your questions. Super happy you're here. Happy to be able to help you. Don't be shy. We've heard all kinds of questions. The only silly question is the one that you don't ask. So please don't be shy. Hi, Tim. Hi, Barbie. The number's really jumping up over on YouTube. For those of you just jumping in, my name's Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team at the Insurance Exam Queen. Please say hello in the chat. Make sure you let me know what state you're studying in, what exam you're studying for, and I'd be happy to help you. Nice, Dragon. Taking your exam at 8:30. Go ahead and let me pull this up for you. You take your exam tonight. So what I want you to do is to watch this mindset video. It's our pumped to pass meditation. If you're on Facebook, it's already pinned to the top of the chat. But let me... Is there a way just to reply to that? No. So here we go. So this is our pump to pass meditation. It's going to be Melissa walking you through a meditation on telling you how smart you are, how you put in all kinds of work studying. You're going to have a great career in insurance. We just got to get you to pass this exam. You got this. It's going to happen for you. Remember to breathe. All the good things, all the positive energy, all the loves, all the vibes. Your pass is coming. I feel it. So there aren't going to be very many boat or commercial questions in general. So don't let the anxiety of the commercial questions and the boat questions be what prevent you from getting a pass. Cherish, okay. Barbie, you took your second personal lines test for Ohio and failed again. It's okay, Barbie. A lot of people need to take it multiple times before they pass. What we tell you to do is, once you have one of those not passing scores, we like to tell people, let your feelings out, feel your feels, because the ones that hold it in and bottle it up and don't let those feels out tend to continue to fail. If you have to let out a cry, that's okay. But then pick yourself back up, look at your scorecard, figure out the areas where you scored poorly in, restudy those, schedule that test, and get retested pretty much as soon as you can. While you don't want to let too much time go and miss out on everything you've already retained. So polish up those areas where you need to and get retested so we can get you your pass. Like with commercial auto, Cherish, what you want to remember is instead of remembering every single symbol, just remember those chunks of like what each type of vehicle is that they insure for commercial auto. That'd be much better than learning every single type. And for workers' comp, that falls under commercial. No, like you want to make sure you just know that monopolistic means the state requires you to get your workers' comp, the company to get workers' comp insurance through them. Competitive means that you're allowed to go out and buy your workers' comp insurance for your company from whatever private insurance company you wish to do. Most states are competitive states for workers' comp. And in that case, companies go out and they find their own private insurer to insure for them for workers' comp. And it's just little pinpoints like that. As long as you watch Melissa's videos on commercial and you know those pinpoint things to target, commercial is a very large chapter, but they tend to not ask very much on it in most states. So know those key points they like to ask on for commercial, and you're going to do great. Davida, you took life in Ohio, failed for 1% retaking on Monday. Yeah, if you missed just by that little, definitely retake as fast as you can. Do some polishing. Look at that area that you scored the poorest in. Brush up on it a little bit. Davida, 1% is nothing. We've had people fail and need multiple points, multiple percents, and come up, like 30% in their exam. So 1%, you got this. The jitters are already over from that first fail, that first attempt. Now you know how they like to ask test questions. You got this. Your pass is coming. So, yeah, Cherish, it's no, that's so Barbie. You said the first time you took it, you got a 56. The second time you took it, you got a 63. That's an amazing improvement. Just that alone is a huge improvement. So keeping on that track, I mean, you're well on your way to your pass. The best thing I would say to do is don't focus so much on AD Banker's practice quizzes or any, even our practice quizzes. I don't want you overtaking over and over and over again because that just makes you memorize the question and memorize the 4 answers that come with that practice question. You end up memorizing that test that way. And then when you get to the real test, if it's worded differently or put into a scenario or a definition way, you're lost because it's not the same way you've been practicing. So use those practice tests and practice quizzes as a map to go back and know what to study. That's the best thing we can tell you. Don't just overtake quizzes and think that those scores improving or you learning. You're just learning that quiz. You're not actually learning the content. But going from a 56 to a 63, that's fantastic. You went up a significant amount. That's great. Let's keep you on that trajectory. So Barbie, yeah. So look at your quizzes that you're taking, and the questions you're getting wrong, turn into a flashcard with the correct answer, and then make note of the ones you're missing, and go back and study that. That way you can polish up on the things you're missing, and that way you're not just memorizing a question that's on a practice quiz, because it's going to be worded differently on the test. Anyone else out there have a question, comment, concern? Did you just pass your exam and want to share with everybody? Are you one of the ones that missed it by a few points? We've had a few people say that tonight. That's okay. You're not the only one. Are you wondering which insurance exam queen package is right for you? We actually have a great thing going on right now where someone can gift you gold if you don't think you can afford the gold package. On Facebook, I have it pinned to the top of the comments. The link is there. On YouTube, let me share it here with you. This is a way that you can tell your friends and family, hey, for Christmas this year, I want you to gift me the gold package from the Insurance Exam Queen. The link that I just put into the comments there is a way for them to type in their information, their payment information, but put your email and your name, and then you get enrolled as the student. So you would get the access to the 100 days of the gold package. Absolutely, Barbie. So, I mean, they can write the questions in the same sort of style, but they're not going to be word for word the same. Um, even even us, we can write our questions similar to what the test will be, but we're not allowed to write word for word. Someone that takes the exam can't run over to us and say, "This is what the question was, and the four answers. You should copy it." We're not allowed to do that. Like we can't do that. We would get in trouble. But we can write questions in the same style and point you in the right direction to these are what they like to ask about. But no one's going to write you these same exact questions. But even at that, like I said, it's better to learn, go back and study the content you're missing on the quizzes than just to over practice on practice questions. If you do take any of our courses, as long as it's not platinum, there's always room to upgrade. Platinum is the top tier, most advanced course we have. Bronze is the lowest. So if you start at bronze, you can upgrade to any level: silver, gold, gold plus live, or platinum. And the way you upgrade is just by paying the difference. So there's going to be a link inside of your course, and you can always click that link, decide the one you want to upgrade to, and then once you put that course, the upgraded course, into your shopping cart, it does the math and subtracts out what you already paid for that original course, and then you get upgraded into that higher tier. just by paying the difference. So you never have a fear of missing out on which tier should I spend my money on, and think later, man, I wish I would have paid just a little bit more for the Gold Plus or the Gold Plus Live or say Platinum. You always have that option just to pay that little bit more and not have to pay the full amount to get that upgraded tier. Currently, the only way to access Insurance Exam Queen live classes and game nights is through the Gold Plus Live and Platinum course levels. You can't buy our courses a la carte anymore and just take one class. You have to do the whole Gold Plus Live or Platinum. When you do that, you get access to Melissa's live classes, my live classes, Peter teaches live classes, and I also run weekly PNC and Life and Health game nights. So by doing Gold Plus Live or Platinum, you would get access to all of those amenities. So Barbie, the cheapest package is bronze. So that's going to be basically all of our free resources put into one place. There's a few extra little bits and pieces there besides the free resources, but bronze is us taking the time to put everything together for you instead of sending you out and saying, hey, go here for this, go here for this. It's all put together in one little spot. And then silver is all of that with some silver specific videos. They're going to be a little bit longer than the YouTube content, but not as detailed and as long as the gold package. The gold package in itself is $99, the classic gold, and that includes all of silver as well and all of bronze. That includes all of the gold videos, which is over 30 hours of video, whether you're doing PNC or Life and Health. It's over 30 hours of video on just gold. Then you'd still have access to the bronze and the silver. It's downloadable notes and PDFs and charts that you can download. We still recommend you handwriting all your notes. Handwriting your notes is one of the best ways to learn and remember the material. But you can download some and then copy them, or not take our advice and not handwrite them. But handwriting them and copying them is going to be one of the best ways to increase the memory on the content. So you could go gold. Ask someone to gift you gold for the holidays. I shared that link already into the comments. It's still $99, but someone can gift you gold for the holidays. Barbie, I think you said that so you've already gotten a 56 and a 63. Barbie, silver may be great for you. It's a little bit more than bronze. But it's not as much as gold. And silver is really good for people that are almost there. They've kind of got a handle on things. They've, taken the exam once or twice like you have, increased their score, but they're still missing it. There's just a couple pieces to the puzzle missing. Silver is great for you. And the reason I say that is because it's our package that it's not as detailed as gold, but it's still better than YouTube, the free content on YouTube. And it's going to give you that polishing you need. And then if you do need to upgrade, there's always the upgrade option to where you can upgrade into those gold tiers. So because of your scenario of getting a 56 and then a 63, I think silver would be good for you with the option to upgrade to gold. Hi, April. You'll be purchasing gold and most likely the state law guide for Louisiana. Any suggestions for the test? You're interested in just health insurance. So any of our packages, it's either going to be the PNC package or the Life and Health package. PNC are broken down to property and casualty, Casualty only, you just watch the videos that you need. Life and health are broken into a life folder where you watch all of life if you're doing life, a health folder and watch all of that if you're doing health, and if you're doing both, you watch both. So in this case, you will buy, April, you will buy the Life and Health Gold and just watch the health videos. I'd recommend you sit for the whole test, and that way your license is stronger, and not have to retest later. But that's up to you. And you said you want to purchase Gold and the State Law Study Guide. In that case, don't just purchase Gold and the State Law Study Guide separate. You will want to purchase Gold, at least Gold Plus. Gold Plus has its Gold with the State Law Study Guide and with the Insurance Exam Queen quiz and exam package. So you get a little bit more than if you would have just bought Gold and the study guide. You get the quiz and exam package as well. And that's under Gold Plus. And then if you decided you wanted the live classes, you would just pay a little bit more and upgrade into the Gold Plus Live and get those live class options. I do have pinned to the top of the comments in Facebook a set of links for you. The one says Gold versus Platinum, which is best for me. I'll actually reshare that to you here on Facebook, and that will help you see a chart on what's included in each of those tiers. Let me share that over here on Facebook, on YouTube as well. So Gold Plus Live, or Gold versus Platinum. Paste. There we go. So the link there, the Gold versus Platinum, it doesn't have silver included on the chart. You can purchase that elsewhere on the website, but it does say what each of those tiers of gold have and platinum, and explain the difference. And remember that any of the tiers you go to have everything in the package and packages below it. So if you purchase platinum, you're going to get all the platinum resources, with such as texting Melissa and I in a texting study group, all the way down to the bronze package. You get everything. You're welcome, Barbie. I'm happy to help you. Any other questions out there? You're welcome, April. See, we got a few people sitting out there watching on Facebook. We have a handful watching live on YouTube as well. We do have, for those of you on Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel with all kinds of free resources and videos to watch. This is our mindset videos we recommend to watch before each study session, and a about to test video that I shared and mentioned earlier. That's great to pump you up and get you ready to pass and boost that confidence on your exam day. There's all kinds of videos on content Now remember, the videos on YouTube are not going to be as detailed as those in our built into our courses, but they are there for you to use. For those of you out on YouTube watching, we do have a Facebook page, the Insurance Exam Queen. There's an Insurance Exam Queen Facebook study group that you can take advantage of. That's free to join. Just make sure when you join, you answer when you request to join the Facebook study group. You make sure to answer all of the questions. Make sure to put your email in there. Know your state and exam hashtags. So, put hashtag for whatever state and hashtag for whatever exam you're studying. And we'll that's the quickest way to get yourself accepted into the group. You can post questions in there on, looking for a study buddy or just any random questions you have. People are always helping each other out, answering questions in there. It's a really cool study environment. So it's great to take advantage of both our YouTube content and the Facebook option. Still see we have some people out there watching. Don't be shy. I'm happy to help you. Trust me, we've heard all sorts of questions from which package is right for me to, hey, what should I do after failing by this many points, or what do I do next now that I passed, to content questions. The only silly question is the one that you don't ask. So don't be shy. You don't want to get to exam day and realize you should have asked the question that you were too shy to ask. I do have a flashcard and study skills class tonight. That's a part of the Gold Plus Live and Platinum options. So if you're wanting a refresher on how to make flashcards, how to study, where to go to study, on some test taking tips, what's the difference in taking the exam remote versus taking it at a testing center. I go over all that in the class. So that's tonight. And after we do the presentation, we play a fun Kahoot game with some just testing what we learned during the presentation, throwing in some all lines vocab, because it's always great to brush up on that all lines vocab. And that would be a great start for you. But you have to be in Gold Plus Live or Platinum. Lonnie, you said, what time is that class? So that class is happening tonight at 7:30. So 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. And you need to be in Gold Plus Live or Platinum to get access to that. Megan, you said you're taking your exam, taking your test in New York in the morning. Awesome, Megan. So I already have it pinned to the top of the comments. But Megan, what I want you to do is in the morning when you're eating your Wheaties for brain fuel for the day, what I want you to do is to watch this video that I just put into the comments, Meg. That is the Pumped to Pass video. It's a meditation, mindset meditation. Melissa walks you through some breathing and telling you that you're smart, you got this, you put in all the work studying, you're going to have a beautiful career in insurance, and that your pass is coming. You got this. Megan, don't worry about cramming tonight. Trust that you put in the work. Maybe do a little bit of reading or a video on some things you've missed frequently on quizzes. Maybe hit your flashcards real quick, but get a good dinner tonight. Get to bed at a decent time. Try to get some sleep and relax. Tomorrow, watch that Pump to Pass video and trust yourself. That night before your exam, it's not good to cram and worry about all this and that. Just tell yourself, I got this. I'm going to pass. I'm confident. I'm smart. I did the work. I put in hard work studying, and trust yourself. One of the biggest things I can tell you also about trusting yourself, tomorrow when you take the exam, I don't know if you're taking it remote or in person. It really doesn't matter as far as this goes, but you're able to mark questions that you're unsure of and go back and look at them later. You can look at any question before you hit submit and change your answers and do all kinds of things. But they will let you mark a question to easily jump back to it. There's so many people that feel before they click that submit button, their anxiety takes over and tells them that they should change an answer, especially if it's one of the questions they marked to go back to. Don't do that. Trust yourself. More than likely, that first answer that you selected is the right answer. More than likely, that gut instinct answer is correct. So don't go back and start changing things just because anxiety is taking over. Trust yourself. Peter, Melissa, and I all tell you, the only way we allow you to go back and change an answer is if while you're taking the test, they messed up and they wrote a question that gave away the answer to a previous question. Heck yeah, go back and change it then if you know you got it wrong. But if it's just your gut saying, hey, maybe I got it wrong, trust yourself. You don't want to be one of the people that tells us about being worried about a question, changing it, running out to the car to look up that information, and realizing you got it wrong because you changed an answer away from what was the correct answer, and then missing your exam by a point or two. You don't want to be that person. Just trust yourself. Sidna, you thought you did great getting through Gold Plus for life and health. Got 100 and feel like you're doing terrible. Advice. So you thought you did great getting through Gold Plus for life and got to the 100 questions and feel like you're doing terrible. Are those our questions or questions on your pre-licensing, such as AD Banker, Excel? Which questions are you referring to? Yeah, Sidna, I don't. Which questions would you be asking about? T000474. You take the PNC exam in Texas. What's the most affordable package for you? The cheapest package is bronze, but it's our most basic package. Platinum's the most expensive package, but it includes everything that we offer, from all of the gold videos to being able to text Melissa and myself in a texting study group with extra quizzes and exams and all that good stuff. So, where we like to tell people to start is gold. Gold is our most tested videos, our most tested topics, broken down into our videos. It's like 30 hours of video for the PNC or the life and health, and broken things down into the easiest way to remember the most tested topics. If you want a little bit more than that, like a quiz and exam package and the Texas state specific study guide, you would want to go Gold Plus. If you want live classes, Gold Plus Live. And then the Platinum includes all of that with the ability to text Melissa and I in the texting study group. So you got to figure out what's best for you as far as price and the amenities you're looking for. But where we like to tell people to start is gold. Unless you've taken the test and missed it by just a few points and need a little bit of polishing, that's where silver is right for people. But other than that, we say start with gold. And then you're always able to upgrade to the Gold Plus Live, or the Platinum at just paying the difference for that upgrade if you feel you need the upgrade. But gold is where we like to send people first. So at the end of the Insurance Exam Queen, the 100 questions at the end for our quiz and exam pack. So I would just go back and look, and the questions you're missing, go back and find the answer on why you're missing those. Sidna, instead of just retaking that quiz or test a bunch of times, use that the results of that quiz to go back and study the content on what you've missed. And make sure you're taking the life only. If you're only watching the life videos, make sure you're taking the life quiz, not the life and health quiz or exam. Make sure you're taking the life only exam. That could be why you feel so lost, is you took the combined and you didn't watch the health videos. Lonnie, so you've gone through Melissa's whole Gold Live videos. Now you're going through Kaplan for additional studying. There is a question that prompted me. Because it's not what you had written from Melissa. So there are going to be questions that AD Banker, Excel, ExamFX, that they all ask about that we do not in our quizzes, because we question you on the things that are typically most tested as what we give example questions for, not anything that you need to learn for insurance to do the job, like those pre-licensing courses do. We focus on what's tested, and those are the kind of practice questions we like to ask you. So you may get some like far out there outlier questions with them just because they ask on everything instead of the most focused tested topics. Hmm. Right. So Lonnie, you're absolutely right. You got the understanding there. So you're right. The absolute liability is for dangerous activities like having a swimming pool on your property. Um, the strict liability is surrounding around products, and then vicarious is you have liability for people you're responsible for, such as if your kid breaks a potted plant or a window at the neighbor's house, that's vicarious liability. You have liability for your kids and the damage they cause. You're absolutely right in how you describe those and how they're grouped. Good job. Let's see. Go back and so let's see. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Thank you so much. Welcome, Goldply. David. There it is. There's a question from David. What's the difference between a personal floater and scheduled property? So, a personal floater is going to be what you would use to cover groups of things. So, if you have a handful of jewelry that you want covered and just a basic like grouping of it, not specific items, that's what personal floaters are for. It's still saying, hey, I have this much jewelry. Let's say it's worth this much, and that's what you pay for. Scheduled personal property is, I have this art piece. It's been appraised at this much. Here's the appraisal note. I have this piece of jewelry. Here's the appraisal note. It's worth this much. This specific item is scheduled with a description, with appraisals, very specific information, with backing on how much that value should be. That's what scheduled personal property is. Where the personal floater still is that extra coverage on your personal property, but instead of being specific to one thing, it's like generalized as a group. There you go, Lonnie. We're happy to help you. Still have a couple people out there watching on YouTube. Still have some on Facebook watching. I'm happy to help either place. Just let me know what your questions are. Happy to jump in and answer those for you. It does help if you let me know your state and the exam you're studying for so we can pinpoint a more directed answer for you. If you are on Facebook, make sure you do take advantage of our YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, make sure you look us up on Facebook, Insurance Exam Queen Facebook page, as well as the Insurance Exam Queen study group. That's a free study group to take advantage of. Just make sure when you request to join it that you're answering all the questions and agreeing to follow the rules. That's just, one step closer to getting your invite or your request passed a lot sooner than having to go back and tell you to fix certain answers. Just answer them all right the first time, agree to the rules, and that's the quickest way to get joined into that group. It is a lot of information to learn. You're right, Lonnie. But the more you study it, the more it becomes second nature. Remember that you only need a 70 to pass in most states. California, it's a 60 to pass. So, yes, you want to shoot for the best score you can, but you don't need 100% to pass. You don't need an A to even pass and get your license. You need a 70% in most states and 60 in California. So there's some wiggle room there. Tell yourself, you got this. You're going to score more than 70. So you got your pass. It's just getting through that hurdle, taking the exam, and getting your pass. But you got this. And then when you go take your second line of authority, you've already learned the language of insurance. So you're doing P&C first. You've already learned what aleatory is and the types of risk and the ways to handle risk and the difference between peril and hazard. You know all that already. So it's less you have to learn when you go for that second line. Excuse me. But it all eventually becomes second nature. It really does. Trina, what are you going over? Louisiana P&C taken 8 times. So Trina, I'm not sure what we need to figure out what it is that's holding you back. Taking it 8 times and still failing. Is it the stress of a job that's being held over your head? Did they say, take this test and once you pass, you can have a job? And if you don't pass it, we're going to pull the job offer. Is it that? Is it that you just haven't let out a cry yet from all the stress of missing it as many times as you have? Are you only taking practice quizzes and exams? Some old school agents will tell you, hey, the best way to study for this exam is to just keep retaking practice quizzes. And then when you do that, you're learning a practice quiz, but not learning the content. So, by taking that practice quiz, you should go back and study the questions you're missing versus just retaking it and seeing that you get a better score each time. You're not actually learning the content. You've memorized that quiz. So then it's a false sense of learning, a false sense of understanding the content just by retaking that same that same quiz. Take notes of what you're missing. Go back and study it. Breathe on the exam. Don't go back and change answers. What I want you to do is start watching the About to Study video on YouTube, Insurance Exam Queen About to Study. Watch that video every single time you go to study for the exam. I don't care if it's more than once in a day. Watch that every single time before you go to study. It'll help push out the distraction, all the noise from the outside world, and just let you focus on that study session so you can retain as much as you can from that study session. Before you go take the exam the next time, I want you to watch the Pump to Pass video that morning. It'll help harness in all the hard work you've been putting in, start trusting yourself, and really tell yourself your pass is coming. But if you need to let out a cry from missing it 8 times now, let out that cry. We've had someone reach out before and have taken it right around the same number you have. And they told Melissa, listen, I'm just trying to be strong about all this and not let my emotions get to me. And Melissa told this girl, listen, maybe you need to let out a cry. Yes, it's good to be confident and say things like, I got this. I'm going to pass, but if you need to let out some frustration from those missed times, let that out. Let that go. Let that out and away from you. Lift that weight off your shoulders, and your pass is going to come. All right, Lonnie, you're going to hop off here. And how do you access the Gold Live later? So what you want to do is, if you have the Gold Plus Live, log into your class, into your course, and on the left-hand side of your course content, you'll see a link that says Live Classes. Click on that link that says Live Classes, and a calendar will open up, and you'll see under today's date, you'll see the flashcard class. Click on that. That'll give you the link to join into Zoom. And you can join into the live class. And we're doing that at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. Hello, Janessa. You're new here. Well, welcome. Happy to have you here. You take your state exam this coming Tuesday. And man, you're nervous. Hey, it's okay to be nervous. But what we want you to do is start trusting yourself. Start saying things like, I got this. My pass is coming. I'm going to pass. Not, I hope I pass, or I want to pass. I'm going to pass. What I want you to do, I did not see your email, Gracie, but I will double check on that. Let's see. You're welcome, Janessa. So, Janessa, let's see. Oh. Janessa, so here is an About to Study video. I want you to watch that every time you go to study for this next week. And then here is the Pump to Pass video. Watch that on Tuesday, the morning of Tuesday, when you go take your exam. When you're eating your Wheaties that morning, I want you to go and watch the Pump to Pass video to help calm your nerves and boost that final confidence you need on Tuesday. It'll really help you. You're welcome, Lonnie. And then so budget, you said you'd be lying if you didn't panic before your test. It happens. It's okay. Just start trusting yourself, breathe through it, sit and realize you're in a good place, you're in a safe place. And even if you don't pass this time, there's always next time. And it's going to happen for you when it's supposed to happen. And your pass is coming. You got this. And it will all play out for you. So I would just click on, you said, how can you save the links? I would click on them, open them in a different browser, or just copy that, like highlight it and copy it. Right click and copy, and then paste it into like a Word document. And then you can, or just open them in a separate browser and save them as a bookmark. Now, both of those videos, Janessa, will be in our courses as well. Those are free videos on our YouTube channel, but they are available inside of our courses. We really recommend you go gold. Gold has 30 hours of video plus, depending on if you do the gold plus, the gold PNC or the gold life and health, it's still around 30 hours of video each. And then will be the most tested topics and the easiest way to remember. That's really where you want to be. You're testing on Tuesday. You still have time to get through it all. That's really the best way to do it. Gold is $99. And if you'd want to upgrade from there, you always can to get like the state study guide and the quiz and exam package. And then if you wanted to do the live classes, that would be Gold Plus Live. That would get you like in tonight's flashcard study class with me and PNC, PNC and Life and Health game nights. But you're testing on Tuesday, so you got this. Do some brush up on studying. Like I said, you could get through the gold if you hunker down and get through it. We've had people buy the Life and Health and the PNC Gold and just lock themselves in their room and pass on Monday morning just by watching nothing but videos on the weekend. Don't recommend doing that, but it is possible as they've shown. So you're on your phone. I have it set to where you should be able to come back after we're done and see the links. But if you click on them, let's see. What you need to do, you don't have to worry about saving those links, Janessa. Just go onto YouTube and in the search bar type Insurance Exam Queen Pumped to Pass and Insurance Exam Queen About to Study. About to Study and Pumped to Pass. Those are the two videos I have the link there for. You can find those just by searching it that way in the search bar on YouTube. Insurance Exam Queen, Pumped to Pass, Insurance Exam Queen, About to Study. And you'll be able to find them. You don't need that specific link. And let's see. Gracie, did you send that to me specifically, or did you send that to the support email? Because I'm not seeing it under my email. Oh, wait, there it is. I do see it. So no, with the adjusters, we just have the adjusters gold and the adjusters platinum. So that would be where you'd want to go if you wanted to do the adjuster side. So we at the Insurance Exam Queen would handle your like the PNC side of the adjusters test, and then there is a additional instructor named Angela that works with us, and she handles all the adjuster content. It's 90% as well. All the golds are 90% first time pass rate. So it's going to be a little bit of a review on the PNC side, and then Angela would do the classes and content for the adjuster side of things in both the adjuster gold and adjuster platinum. The biggest difference there with the adjuster platinum, you would have access to the Insurance Exam Queen live classes and game nights, but you'd be included into the platinum texting group where I'm in there and Melissa's in there to help with the PNC stuff, and Angela's in there as well to help with the adjuster questions that you would have. All right, before we log off of here, any other questions out there on Facebook, out there on YouTube? I'm not exactly sure of that. You would have to look up your exact state and see what they require with the adjuster side, since you already have your PNC, if you still need the pre-licensing. I'm not sure. Gracie. You're welcome. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for jumping on tonight. Wish you all the loves, all the vibes on passing your exams. All the luck. Remember to breathe. Watch that about to study video before you study. Watch the pump to pass video the morning of your exam. If you're looking for ways to save, remember, try starting with gold. If you want to go upgrade to those higher tiers, you can just by paying the difference with the coupon codes inside of your gold package. Start trusting yourself, relaxing, tell yourself you got this because you do. And we'll catch you guys and girls all in the next one.